Some stories hit the internet like a drizzle. A few drops of gossip, a sprinkle of speculation, and everybody moves on. And then there are the storms. The ones that slap the timeline so hard people freeze mid-scroll, forget their errands, and dive straight into the comments because they know something messy just dropped. Today's story? Oh, this one isn't a drizzle. This one isn't even a storm. This is a whole Category 5 hurricane tearing through love and hip-hop land. Because apparently, Bambi's secret baby father has finally been revealed. And the way Scrappy reacted, whew, let's just say his response had the internet buzzing like a beehive poked with a hot stick. You ever see a man try to stay calm while his entire world is shaking like a loose table leg? That's Scrappy right now. But before we jump into the chaos, the accusations, the emotional confessions, the behind-the-scenes whispers, we need to rewind. Because this wasn't an overnight scandal. Oh no. This was a slow burn, years in the making, simmering under the surface while everyone pretended everything was fine. Until it wasn't. To understand the full weight of this situation, you have to understand Bambi and Scrappy's history. And let me tell you, theirs was never a simple boy meets girl situation. This was a love story built on complications, breakups, makeups, shade, tension, and that classic love and hip-hop cocktail of passion and chaos. When Bambi first stepped into Scrappy's life, she wasn't just some side character. She had presence, confidence, a no-nonsense attitude that made people either love her or fear her. Scrappy, on the other hand, was the definition of a man trying to get his life together while still carrying the emotional debris of past relationships. Together, they were fiery. Too fiery sometimes, but they made it work. They built a family, had their ups and downs, and tried to tune out the noise from exes, castmates, and fans. But if you watched the show, you know something always felt tense. There were moments where they seemed perfectly in sync, and then moments where Bambi looked exhausted from trying to keep the relationship glued together. Scrappy, caught between defending his wife and battling his own issues, often found himself lost in the middle. And so cracks began forming. Not big enough to break everything at once, but deep enough that eventually something was bound to explode. And this is where the whisper started turning into full paragraphs. Before any secret baby father rumor even surfaced, the internet had already been watching Bambi and Scrappy's marriage like a reality TV crystal ball. Fans noticed little things: the distance in photos, the passive-aggressive comments, the quiet unfollows on social media. You know how the internet operates. Give them half a clue, and suddenly you've got TikTok detectives with PowerPoint slides breaking down body language like they're on the FBI payroll. And then came the real spark. Allegations that Bambi had been entertaining someone else. Now, none of this was confirmed at the time, but the speculation spread fast. Every time Bambi went out without Scrappy, rumors. Every time she posted a selfie looking too good, rumors. Every time Scrappy looked stressed on camera, oh, trust me, more rumors. And it didn't help that Scrappy himself started posting vague emotional messages. You know the ones. Loyalty ain't the same no more. Watch who you trust. Sometimes the closest ones hurt you the most. The type of quotes that make you immediately think, okay, something is going down. Still, nothing was concrete. It was all whispers, hints, suspicious timing. And then, very slowly, the whispers grew louder. People close to the situation claimed that Bambi had been spending time with someone off camera, a person who wasn't supposed to be part of the conversation until they suddenly were. And this is where the calm ended and the chaos kicked down the door. According to insiders, the breaking point wasn't just about rumors, it was about something Scrappy found out privately that left him stunned. Something he allegedly never expected to hear. The moment the internet now calls the reveal. Word spread that Bambi's secret baby father had been identified, not because she announced it, but because someone leaked it. And when Scrappy got wind of it, oh, the man was floored. Now, let's be clear. Bambi never publicly confirmed the story, but the fact that Scrappy even reacted in the first place tells you the emotional damage was real. People close to him said he was hurt, confused, and blindsided. Imagine thinking you know the full truth about your family, only to have a bombshell dropped in your lap that flips your entire reality upside down. Scrappy's supposedly confronted Bambi about the situation, demanding answers, clarity, honesty, anything that made sense. But the conversation reportedly escalated. Voices raised, tears shed, old wounds reopened, and in the middle of that emotional storm, Scrappy realized something. This wasn't just a rumor he could ignore. This was personal. This was deep. This was the moment everything changed. Once the news broke online, the fallout was fast and messy. Fans were arguing, blogs were posting hourly updates, people were choosing sides like it was a courtroom drama and they were the jury. Scrappy's reaction made everything 10 times louder. Even though he didn't name names, his tone said enough. He was hurt, he was disappointed, he felt betrayed. That kind of energy doesn't stay hidden. Meanwhile, Bambi kept her responses minimal, which only fueled the fire. Silence online always turns into gasoline. People interpreted her quietness as guilt, even though nobody had the full story. The cast of Love and Hip Hop chimed in indirectly. Some people sub-posted, some people threw shade, some people tried to play peacemakers. But the damage was done. The family unit everyone had watched grow for years was now fractured in a way that felt irreversible. And the worst part? Their kids were caught in the middle, even though none of this had anything to do with them. Scrappy's life became a whirlwind of emotions: anger, confusion, sadness, and that heavy sense of, how did things even get here? Bambi's world grew quieter, but heavier. The backlash, the scrutiny, the judgment, it all flooded her direction, and for a moment, everyone involved looked emotionally exhausted. This is where we zoom out and ask, what does this scandal really say about relationships in the public eye? Because if there's one thing reality TV teaches us, it's that love under a spotlight is basically love wrapped in a pressure cooker. Every argument gets magnified. Every mistake becomes a headline. Every silence becomes a theory. And the audience? They want a story. They want villains and heroes. They want drama that fits neatly into a 45-minute episode. But real relationships don't work like that. Real relationships are messy, complicated, layered, and sometimes deeply painful. Scrappy and Bambi weren't just battling each other. They were battling public opinion, expectations, and years of unresolved issues. When you add in fame, the stakes double. People forget these celebrities are human, emotional, fragile in the same ways everyone else is. And maybe the saddest part of this whole situation is that the internet didn't just watch it unfold, it pushed it further. The more people speculated, the more pressure mounted. The more jokes people cracked, the more the emotional toll deepened. And what started as a private issue became entertainment for millions. So where does this leave us? With a story that's still unfolding, still confusing, still layered with unanswered questions. Bambi's alleged secret baby father may have been revealed, but the emotional aftermath is far from resolved. Scrappy's reaction made it clear this situation cut deep. This wasn't just a rumor he could ignore. It was a wound. And Bambi, regardless of what is true or not, is sitting in the middle of a storm that many people could not survive emotionally. The real question now is, what happens next? Can Scrappy forgive? Can Bambi rebuild her image? Can the truth ever really be known when public opinion drowns out everything? And here's the question I'll leave you with. If you were in Scrappy's position, would you be able to move forward? If you were in Bambi's position, would you be able to withstand this level of scrutiny? And if you are a part of a relationship the world won't stop discussing, how would you navigate it? Because at the end of the day, this isn't just a scandal. It's a reminder that relationships break, people hurt, and love, especially under the spotlight, doesn't always survive the pressure.